Hey, welcome back to another day in the life of a law student. Today is a long day, but exciting because tonight is the annual awards night for the Dallas Asian American Bar Association. Before we hop into the vlog, a quick note though from our partner. Bartleby Write is an all-in-one writing help tool, including a grammar and spell checker, plagiarism checker, and a citation tool. Designed to reduce mistakes, improve writing habits, and transform okay essays into stellar ones, with Bartleby Write, you can submit your paper with confidence. Get half off using my link in the description box below. Good morning, besties. It is a Thursday, which means I'll be on campus from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. with a special networking event later tonight called the DAVA Awards Night. I'm excited because I'll be volunteering. So I packed everything I need for the gala tonight in my car because I plan to stay here on campus the entire time until 5 o'clock, which is my call time for volunteering. And per usual, on my long days, I got to campus around 6:30 in the morning to grab a cup of coffee. Can I get a honey and vanilla oat milk latte?
Yes, ma'am. We wanted that iced or hot today?
Hot, please.
Hot.
Thank you.
About to walk into IP Law and I barely did the reading. Like, I didn't even skim it. I read the title of the cases. So, hopefully I'm not cold called.
After IP Law, I finished up around 9:15 and then walked across campus to the undergraduate library since the law library has started to get really crowded, especially with the first years trying to finish up their closed memo, which is totally fine. So I decided to unlock a new library level and study in the Fondren Quiet Room, one of my favorite places at SMU to study as an undergrad. During my 2-hour breaks like this in between IP law and copyright law, I tend to create a lot of content such as live study with me sessions, TikToks, and then try to cram in a lot of readings that I might have not finished the day before.
I just finished up skimming for copyright law and I'm walking over there. I ended up studying in the undergraduate library because the law school library right now is extremely packed. I think it's because all of the first year law students have started outlining for finals.
And thank goodness I actually read my copyright law readings today because I was cold called. I swear this professor has it out for me. I'm cold called in his class every 2 weeks, which is not normal. Usually you're cold called like maybe twice a semester, usually just once. But it's okay, the professor's really nice, and I enjoy being cold called, so it was fine. Then I went over to the library to the absolute silent floor to study during my 2-hour break in between copyright law and real estate law. I have a legal memo and research due for an attorney that I do some freelance work for, so I'm gonna work on that. But first I gotta try to find an empty study room.
Ooh, I got my favorite study space on the quiet floor. I am now going to finish a legal memo, so essentially research that I have to send via email to an attorney who wanted help on a specific case. I have time to work on that now in between copyright law and real estate, which starts at 2 p.m. So I have about an hour and 45 minutes. I also wanted to walk you guys through exactly the framework of what it's like to write a professional legal email with research in it, because there's a specific structure that many of us law students are taught our first year. It's very different from writing a typical email communication. With that being said, I always run my professional legal memos and emails through Bartleby Write, which I will also show you how I revise and edit those specific things with Bartleby. So this is what a typical framework looks like for a legal memo, but specifically for email. I'm not using the real facts of the case that I was given because obviously breach of confidentiality. So I just borrowed this from the internet just to walk you through what the structure looks like. So whenever you're writing your email to the partner or someone in the law firm, you always want to start with the question presented. So the issue stated in very easy terms or in a way that an 8th grader can understand. And then you move to your short answer. You don't want to give a bunch of fluff at the beginning of this email because everyone who works at a law firm or who's an attorney, they have a lot of things going on. They don't have time to read 7 run-on sentences. So once you've given your short answer to the question that you had to answer with your research, you go into facts. This person's fact section, in my opinion, is actually a little bit too long, especially if you're working on a case and the attorney or partner already knows what's going on generally. The fact section can be a little bit shorter. Again, you want to be brief and to the point because it is an email and no one has time to read run on emails. Finally, the discussion is where you put I can't talk. The discussion is where you place your legal research, and you do, in legal memos turned email, want to cite. Attorneys expect you to cite correctly, and in law school you learn the Blue Book citation formula or system, which is what the legal industry uses to cite. This is usually the longest section in your email/memo because it is analyzing the research that you've conducted, and then at the end, your conclusion is essentially restating your brief answer that you mentioned at the beginning of the email. Okay, so y'all, I have a giant pimple on my eyebrow. That's okay. Whatever. It's a badge of honor, I guess. Just stinks that the awards night is tonight and I have this pimple on my eyebrow. And fortunately, I can hide behind my mask most of the time, right? Because I have some breakouts here, but dang, of all the places that's going to be shown, which is this and up, I have to have this eyebrow. Of course I have an eyebrow. I have to have a pimple right here. Anyways, now that you know the general structure of a legal memo, specifically for an email, and the greatest tip that I have is to write it like you are speaking to an 8th grader, it's now time to put this thing through Bartleby Write. Because if anything, after all of your legal research, after structuring such beautiful language and answering the attorney's question, you don't want to have random grammar issues or to accidentally plagiarize something in the email, etc. So rule of thumb for me is that I always run any of my professional legal memos / emails to attorneys or law firms through Bartleby Write, just to double check and make sure everything sounds great and there are no grammar or spelling issues. To the fun part, because this is super fast. All I'm gonna do is copy paste my email / legal memo, or you can upload your document. Either way, I think copy pasting is quicker on the platform. And then all you have to do is click this analyze my draft now. The anticipation. Y'all, only one grammar issue, 3% plagiarism, which is okay because there is a lot of quoted cases in here. Fortunately, I've cited everything, and I got a score of excellent. Now that my draft has been analyzed, I can go to the right here and see real-time suggestions of how to edit any grammar mistakes, spelling mistakes, or even plagiarism. Now that we're essentially done with editing or revising, I'm going to send that email real quick and then head into real estate law. Afterwards, I have an appointment to get my hair done because I want to look nice, especially since most of my face is going to be covered. Might as well do my hair since I don't ever do it. I turned in the email and then headed over to real estate law from 2 to 3:15 p.m. Afterwards, I drove over to the North Park Mall because that is where the hair salon is for my appointment, and I grabbed a bite to eat for lunch before I went to my appointment because I ran out of meal prep meals. I didn't get anything too fancy done to my hair. I simply asked for a blowout, which is nice because they wash your hair and give you a really nice scalp massage. I'm walking to the hotel now. I'm in downtown Dallas, and I'm just gonna change in one of the hotel restrooms instead of my car because I came here straight from campus. The hotel inside was absolutely stunning. It gave me great Gatsby vibes, but there was also a lot of police outside the front of the hotel for some reason. So I just got to the venue where we're setting up, and I just found out like a portion of the roof on the 9th floor fell to the ground on the street. So now we're all like frantically trying to move everything indoors because the event was originally outside on the 9th floor in this beautiful outdoorsy type area, and now because of like fire code and because of the roof falling off, we have to move everything inside. The volunteers worked together gracefully and quickly to make sure that everything still came together inside, even though it wasn't supposed to be inside. Also, hi firefighters, thank you for helping us so much. We were working right up until people started to check in, so I quickly ran to the bathroom and changed into my dress and shoes. This is definitely by far one of my favorite outfits I've ever worn to a networking event.
Then the festivities started right at 6 o'clock. There was an open bar with free drinks, pretty much unlimited, as well as dinner. I schmoozed with some fantastic attorneys from North Texas. You always have to be very careful with the amount of drinks that you drink at these things because you can easily get very buzzed or drunk, and you don't want to embarrass yourself at these types of events. At the end of the night, I switched out my high heels for some Crocs and then was in bed by 9 o'clock.